Hey everybody, neoflynn here, and I know it's been quite a while since you guys have seen me in front of the camera, and content has kind of slowed down on my channel. I did post another classic gameplay, continuing look at Pinball FX2 the other day, so go ahead and click the box right here if you want to take a look at that. I do have a bunch of stuff filmed that I just haven't had time to upload. I've had a lot of stuff going on recently with family visiting and other various things. So that's why the content has kind of slowed, but I'm going to try and get better about that. I know I say that a lot and then it doesn't happen, but I'm going to do my best to at least pump some content out every couple of days. But this is going to be something which I really haven't done in a long time, and that's a pickups video. And the main reason I'm doing this is because of a package that I received today, actually. But I'll get to that at the end. But I figured, since I'm going to do it, because I wanted to be sure and film the package, I figured I'd go ahead and do a pickups video while I was at it. So this is a smattering of pickups from the last, little while. I just kind of threw everything together real quick that I could remember I picked up recently. I probably missed some things, but this, just a small smattering. This first bunch is going to be a couple of stops at Goodwill. I try and stop in there every once in a while. I don't get in there as much as I used to. I don't always find stuff, but I try and at least pop my head in there and see if they have anything. So these, this wasn't all in one trip. This has been a few trips, but just thought I'd throw them together real quick. First one on Genesis. I don't know if you can see that. It is X-Men. Pretty good shape, obviously game only, but all of these are $2. I think all of them were $2. Next one is U.S. Gold and Olympic Gold. I'm kind of a big fan of the Olympic style games that usually result in nothing but button mashing, but they're still kind of fun. Next one we have an NES title. Of course, the venerable Baseball Stars. Oddly enough, this was missing from my collection for some reason. One of my all-time favorite games. You guys have heard me talk about it before. Easily one of my favorite games. Next up on the Super Nintendo is Super NES Play Action, or I guess it's just Super Play Action. The first one was NES Play Action Football. A sequel to pretty good actually NES football game. Not as good as Tecmo Bowl or Super Tecmo Bowl, but it was good in its own right. The only weird thing about that was the view of the field was at like this angle like this. I'm not sure if this one is like that too. I'm not sure if I've ever even played it, but I enjoyed the first one, so I figured I'd pick it up. And another Genesis title, Road Rash 2. Of course, Road Rash series is a great series, so you can't go wrong with that. Next up, we've got 3 Atari 2600 games. There was a smattering of other ones, but these were just the 3 that I decided to pick up. First off, we have Riddle of the Sphinx, which I'm actually not familiar with. It's one of the iMagic ones, but I'm not familiar with it at all. But anytime I see a game that I don't have and I'm not familiar with, I almost always pick it up. Then we have Video Pinball. Of course, can't go wrong with pinball, even on the Atari 2600. And last but not least, on the Atari 2600, we have Space Invaders, the old classic, black cart. Now this one may be a duplicate. I have to go through some of my carts again. I may have that. If I do, I'll use it in a future contest. I'll probably do a subscriber contest coming up when I reach my next milestone. I have honestly no idea where I'm at. I know I passed, I think, 350 recently, or it may have been 300, I don't remember. I really don't keep track as much as I probably should, but next time I reach a milestone, if I feel like doing a contest, I'll throw something together, and if that is a double, I'll be in there. Last but not least, we have a PSP game actually, which is NASCAR. It just says NASCAR, so I have no idea what year this came out. 2006, looks like it says. NASCAR games are kind of fun, and this one was actually $3.93, so $4 really. But I think this is a good one on PSP, because the thing I like about the PSP, I wish the DS did this. I guess maybe you can close the lid on the DS and it does the same thing, but with PSP, you can just, if you just hit the power switch real quick, it turns the system off, but it doesn't shut it down. Essentially, it keeps it running. So you can you can play for a minute, flip it off to save some battery, and then come back and pick up right where you were. So, you know, that's kind of cool for like NASCAR, because you could do, you know, you could do a race. If you can't finish it, just flip it off, come back to it later. So I probably play my my PSP more than my DS, just for that feature. Because I like to be able to just shut it off. You know, you gotta make sure to keep it charged once in a while, but it does last pretty long on that. So I like that about the PSP, that I can just shut it off and then come back to it real quick. Next up, we have a few Target clearance end cap finds. If you guys don't know, if you have a Target by you, go in there every couple of days and pop by their electronics clearance end cap, because you can really find some good deals. First up, we have Grand Theft Auto Chinatown Wars. I have this on the DS, but I haven't really played it that much, so I figured it was $5.98. I figured I'd go ahead and pick it up on the PSP, because again, it's easier to play on the PSP for me. Next up, NBA 2K12. I got these at the same time. This was $6 as well. I really like this on the the Xbox 360. I have it. I really like the My Player mode, which I'm sure is in here too. I hope. Yeah, I improved My Player. So My Player is really fun, because you just play as your guy and you kind of build him up. So that's kind of fun. And this was I actually picked up at Best Buy. It was less than $10. I don't remember exactly what it was, but it's Fat Princess Fistful of Cake. This is a game that I have heard about, but have never played. It kind of interests me, so I had a gift card I needed to use up, so I went ahead and picked it up. Next up, another clearance end cap find. I just actually found this the other day. I stopped in there for something else, actually, but swung by the clearance end cap, and they had this. It's Civilization 5. It is the Game of the Year edition, so $40 in bonus content, and it was $12.56. And it's not a normal clearance tag. It says as is, which if you look at a normal clearance tag, I don't know if you can see that. Get it up. It says clearance, but this one actually says, or said, as is. So I was looking at it, and of course they had it in those stupid security cases, so you can't actually see. But when I looked at it, you know, the main thing I was worried about was the seal, which it was intact. So I said, well, it hasn't been opened, so I don't know why it says as is instead of, you know, clearance like it normally would. There's nothing wrong with the box or anything either. So I was kind of confused by that, but you know, $12.56 for Game of the Year Civilization 5. I'm not gonna pass that up. I have installed this. I haven't played it yet. The reason for that is I'm actually gonna film that. Which I've had company, which is why I haven't filmed it. I literally I picked this up this week, but I haven't had a chance to film myself yet. So I'm gonna film myself playing this, because I don't play these kind of games very often. So I'm probably gonna be terrible at it. So I thought it would be fun to film it. I don't know what category I'll put it under, whether I put it under classic gameplay or maybe even a watch me fail, because I'll probably fail, even though that's mostly online is for watch me fail. So I'll probably do it as a classic gameplay, but. You guys can watch me suck instead of 5 at some point later on. Next up, next to where I work, on my way, there used to be a Blockbuster. And for whatever reason, this one didn't close when all of the other Blockbusters that I know of closed. This one, I don't know if it was self-owned or what, but it had stayed open. And then a while back, I was driving by and it suddenly said store closing, you know, going on a business sale, whatever. So I popped in there a couple of different times. I got some memorabilia, some Halo stuff, which I don't have in front of me, so I'm not going to show you that. But the last time I went in there, the first time I went in there, I checked out the game section. Didn't have anything really great. But I did go ahead and pick this one up. The games weren't super discounted at that point. I think it was 20% off. But they did have Rage, which I've always kind of been interested in since it came out, but haven't played it yet. So, you know, for $10 regularly, and I think it was $8 that I paid. Figured I'd go ahead and pick it up. You know, the case is in decent shape, not great shape. All 3 discs are there, all 3 discs are clean, so I figured, what the heck, go ahead and pick that up for $8. Haven't played it yet. And last but not least, this was actually a full retail pickup, which is rare for me anymore. But I cashed in an early birthday present from my wife, because I did really want to get this. And that is Gears of War Judgment. And And the main reason I got this is to, you guys have heard me talk before, I play online with a buddy of mine, James, aka Mr. Borderlands, if you guys watched Rattlecast. But we play usually at least once a week. We've played a crap ton of Borderlands 2, and we both really wanted to play this because we have played all the previous Gears games, played through them all co-op online. So we both, we're talking, so let's go ahead and get that. So went ahead and picked that up, and we've actually since beaten it. We did play on normal. We started on hardcore, but we got stuck at one part for like 2 hours, and we're like, screw this. So we switched it back to normal, finished the game on normal. We'll go back through and play on hardcore and whatever, mostly for achievement purposes. But yeah, it's a Gears game, so you really can't go wrong with that. So that is all of the pickups proper. Now it's time for the real reason that I wanted to film this video, and that is this lovely little package here. I'm not going to show you the front because the addresses are not blocked out. But this is a package from Tyler. Most of you may know him as CobraDVS here on YouTube. He had posted a picture of some GameCube games that he was trying to maybe get rid of. And I'm going to go ahead and crack it open while I talk here. And he said he was trying to sell them, and so there were a couple that caught my eye that I've been interested in for a while. I don't have a huge GameCube stock, but so I've tried, I've been trying to find, not trying to find, but anytime I look, see games that I want to pick up, I'm interested in GameCube. So there was a couple on there that interested me, so sent him a message, said how much for these two. Gave me a price which was very reasonable. So I said, I might just take you up on that. So we talked, worked it out. And then there were a couple of kids' titles in there that he was trying to get rid of. He's like, I don't even know if they're worth anything. I said, probably not. And he said, yeah, probably not. He asked me if I wanted them for my son, which my son's too young to play video games at this point. But at some point, he will be there. So I said, if you want to give them to me for free, sure. And he basically said, what about $5? And I said, you know what, $5, what the heck. So I went ahead and we added that to it. So he sent it to me. Whatever it wound up being, $36 I think for everything and shipping. So he's wrapped them here in newspaper to protect it. The box did come with a little bit of a hole in it, which I don't know. It says on here received that way. Now I don't know if that was received originally or received when it got basically to my post office, but I'm sure the games are fine. It just is a hole in the outside of the box. So this first bundle here, nicely wrapped in a little newspaper to protect them. Now this was one that I wanted, and then one that he talked me into for $5. So the first one, Mario Golf Toadstool Tour. I love the Mario Golf series. And he said these were mint, complete, which instruction manual is there, disc is there. Disc is perfect, of course. Tyler wouldn't lie to me because he knows I'd find him and kick his butt. And then this was one that we tossed in there, and that's Finding Nemo. Again, is there, instruction manual, disc is there, disc is mint. So there's those two, and as I said, this was I think $36 is what we settled on, and that includes shipping. So this is the second one, and yeah, looks like they're fine. That hole is nothing really to be worried about. So this was the other one that I wanted, and that's Mario Kart Double Dash. I love Mario Kart. You can't go wrong really with Mario games. Everything's there, of course. Disc is fine. Disc has a little mark on it, but nothing to be worried about. Sure plays just fine and dandy. That reminds me of a funny George Carlin joke. He talked about, people say fine and dandy all the time. He's like, I've never been those two things at the same time. I've been fine, I've been dandy, but I've never been fine and dandy at the same time. And last but not least is Cars, and this was the other one that he talked me into for the $5 extra. Of course, yeah, instruction manual's there. A few little fingerprints on there, but nothing major. There you go. So that is that. So thank you to Tyler, aka CobraDVS. I'll put a link right over here. Click on Rapture, and you can find his channel. very, very awesome guy. Of course, we've had a history. We did Rattlecast together for a little while. And he's always been, you know, a big supporter of my channel. I've been a big supporter of his channel, so we have that going for us. Hopefully, like I said, I've got a bunch of stuff filmed that I just need to upload. Some more pinball effects, some more Watch Me Fail, if you guys like those. And yeah, like I said, I'm going to film some Civilization 5, see how that goes. And I'll probably film some classic gameplay of these games that I picked up. Yeah, I'm going to try and put out a video at least every couple of days. I'd love to say every day, but I know that probably won't happen. I'm working a full-time job, taking care of a toddler, and having, you know, a life outside of YouTube. But I'm going to definitely try at least every couple of days to put something on my channel. So hopefully you guys appreciate that, and we will see you next time.